Micaela. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you as
Micaela. Micaela is actually short. Micaela is my nickname. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
So I know you got this question tonight because I overheard, but Missy, you got Queen. How do you feel? And tonight you're getting another amazing award. How does that make you feel?
You know, I'm going to be honest with the EGOT. I didn't even know I was close to it until I won for Fences, and then I was like, oh, that's right. I got the Tony, I got the Oscar, and I got the Emmy. Oh, okay. And then I didn't think about it much. And then all of a sudden,
then you wrote a little book.
Then I wrote a little book.
She wrote
A whole book?
She wrote a book.
Yes, I wrote a book.
Yeah.
You know what? My sisters are here tonight, and I'm sure they would probably be more articulate than me. But you don't know a person's journey. You see the destination, you see them basking in all the glory, and you imagine what the journey is. But my journey was so many rocks and bricks and stones and obstacles, and I was able to hit it. Me was able to hit it. And it goes to show you that life sometimes is magic.
I mean, you're magic. You're truly just magic, black girl magic, all of the things. Queen, all right? But I know you're from Rhode Island. I'm from New England. I'm from Massachusetts. And you've had a rough upbringing, but what would you tell yourself, the Rhode Island Viola, what would you tell her with everything that you know now? What advice would you give that little girl?
Man, I would tell her that she was worthy. And she didn't have to do anything for her worth. She could stay in her pissy underwear. She could stay in her poverty. She could go home and feel like she had nothing. But she still is worthy. She's worthy of everything she ever dreamed of, everything she ever hoped for. She's worthy.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, you are worthy. Yes, you're a queen. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you, beautiful. Nice meeting you. And also, I'm working on that prayer. So what is one word that you would use to describe Miss Viola, and why?
Truth, because I think she is authentically who she is, and it comes out of everything that she does. It comes out of the way she speaks of her family. It comes out of her performances. Everything is so honest and truthful. The words that she says when she talks about the industry and holding people accountable, you always know where you stand with her. There's no sense of game playing. So I would say truth, which is one of I think the highest things you could say about another human being.
I love that. One last question before you go in. You're in Broadway now. You're on Broadway. What made you take a beat from the screens and head to Broadway for a little bit?
Gosh, I don't know. It's so funny because someone brought up to me, like, you just won an Oscar. Why did you go do a play? Most people, they don't make that. Exactly. And then I thought, you realize, after you get an opportunity like that, you kind of look at, what do I really want to do? And I really made the choice of I really want to be back on stage and do theater. And I'm so happy I did, because it has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but it has been so incredibly fulfilling. It's life-changing.
I love that. Thank you so much. You're incredible. Nice meeting you.
Period. You're gorgeous.
Nice to meet you. I'm Micaela. You look...
Micaela?
Micaela.
Nice to meet you.
You look stunning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama.
How does it feel to be just like in a legendary movie with a legend, Viola Davis, the Woman King? How was that experience?
It was amazing. I mean, I had to be a part of it, right? Because it's history in the making. And
Period.
I want to be a part of this. I don't care what it is. I want in, okay? And also, she's just wonderful. And she knows the power she carries. She knows that on that set was a bunch of young actors coming in the industry, and she just set a tone that was inviting. Like that she whether it's true or not, that she felt like she could learn something from us. And it's
we're always all learning, and I feel like someone like her is definitely going to want to learn.
You would hope, but sometimes, when you get to a certain level, some people can have a bit of a remove from, I got here this way, and I don't, she was none of that. And I appreciated so much that she understands her power and is willing to help us all along on our journey, and that she doesn't stop fighting. Not just for herself, but for all of us.
I mean, you're also on a very wonderful journey. You're working on so many. I mean, you're doing great. Women King, Batman. I mean, come on, sis. That's amazing. So how does it feel to be in such amazing films like this? Like, it's legendary in the making.
It's, I take it all day by day, honestly. I feel extremely grateful. I don't know what the story is that it's all going to tell, but I'm enjoying the ride, you know?
You're not selling greatness in the make. It's giving greatness in the making.
Okay, if you say so. But honestly, I feel really blessed to have worked with all the amazing directors that I've worked with, a lot of producers. I feel like I'm constantly learning on the job and just pulling and stealing from every element. And it's a good time.
It's a good time. Well, speaking of good times, all right, I want to talk about Viola a little bit more. What is one word you would describe Viola and why?
One word?
One word to describe Miss Viola Davis, and why that word?
Real. Because she is one of the most honest women I've met, both in her work but in person. And there's no extra stuff. And she shares that willingly.
I love that. Willing to share, real, honest, beautiful. I mean, congratulations on everything. And so great meeting you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Michaela, right? Michaela,
Yes.
nice to meet you, beautiful.
I really am loving this dress.
Thank you.
This pink at the end, so nobody can miss you.
No one will miss me. And no one can miss you, too. You look beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So, a few months ago, Miss Viola honored you at the Black Essence, beautiful Essence Black Women in Hollywood. And now you're here honoring her. How does that feel?
No, it's a beautiful thing to pay it forward. What she said to me at Essence, I was on the floor. I mean, so anytime I can speak about her, one, it's very easy. There's so much beautiful things to say. But I'm honored to be asked to speak about her, to be amongst this incredible group of presenters tonight.
I mean, you're a part of the amazing group as well. We could move a little over if you want to. We want your space.
Sorry, I'm just looking for my son. Okay.
So what is one word that you would use to describe Viola and why?
Greatness. She personifies greatness in everything that she does, and it's a beautiful thing to be around that, because how often do we get to touch greatness?
Period. Thank you so much for your time. Nice meeting you. You're beautiful and legendary. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you again for having us.
Of course, we're so delighted.
I have to ask you, why Viola and why honor her this year?
Well, Viola Davis has just had an extraordinary career in theater and television and in film. We're a film organization. It's just amazing to be able to present, and honor her and present all of her work to the audience here. It's really extraordinary if you look back on her whole career in film. And she started in smaller roles. I think she probably would have had more opportunities. I think it's still, we all have to understand and admit and really take it all in and how hard it is as a woman of color to come up in the industry and when she did. And I think any other person might have had some bigger roles earlier, but I think she persevered, and I mean, she speaks for herself in her own book, so I certainly wouldn't. But she's an extraordinary talent and artist, and we're so honored to be able
I was going to say, everything happens at the right time. And for her, it is happening. And like you said, right now she's like EGOT, she's done Tony, Emmy, Grammy, all the things. What is one word that you would say to describe Viola and why?
I guess it's passion. You can see her passion in all of the work that she does, the care and the thoughtfulness that she puts into every role, her intensity. We've been watching all these films, from the beginning, like watching all these roles one after the other, and even in films where she has just maybe one or two scenes, like it's just. wow, and she really pops. You know, you really notice her. You know, and she's up against George Clooney and Harrison Ford and Julia Roberts, and I mean all of these great movie actors, and she's just right there with them.
I mean, you saw something in her, the same thing that we all see. So I'm so excited that you're honoring her today, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.